recently I made a purchase at Home Depot, of course, of this M12 fuel vacuum. And the reason why I made this purchase is, one, it was on sale. Two, I knew I needed something or wanted something that had many purposes. Not only can this be used in the vehicle, to which this channel is more directed towards, but it can also be used in the shop as well. So I was really happy to make this purchase. I went back and forth between the M12 and the M18. I settled on the M12, one, because it was on sale, and two, because I feel like I don't quite need the M18's functions. But as things go, and as we do, I'm probably gonna upgrade when and if the M18 goes on sale and it has batteries with it. But that's for down the road. We'll figure that out. But I'll probably sell this once I know for sure that I can get the M18 for cheaper. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the specs of this M12 vacuum so you can decide if you want to make this purchase. Before I get into the specs, let's go ahead and talk about what features this has. So like I said, I purchased this tool only. It is a 1.6 gallon wet dry vac. And so I purchased this tool only, like I said. And so when you go ahead and open it up, you've got the vacuum hose here. The vacuum hose is said to be 5 feet. It also has a nozzle attachment that's housed right in the unit. And then it comes with a wide mouth attachment as well, that comes in the unit and you can use. I purchased an M12 XC 5.0 high output battery for this particular unit. And the kit that I bought also had a 2.5 high output battery. And I'll get into that a little bit as to why I purchased what I purchased. Because I already had the XC 4.0, the red lithium CP 2.0. But we'll get into the battery situation later. But continuing on, like I said, this stuff comes housed in here. It's got 2 speeds. So 1, 2 right there. And it's off in the middle. And it also has a battery indicator, a battery level indicator on there as well. So that way you keep track of what your battery level is. Let's go ahead and close this part up. It's got a nice handle on top. The handle has little detents in it, so it locks out. So that's good. But then, like I said, the handle goes up and down. Then also you have these latches down at the bottom. Some people didn't care for the plastic latches, but I haven't had any issues. I've only had it for a few months, but I haven't had any issues. So next, it comes with a filter, as you can see right here. And like I said, this is wet dry function. So you take the filter off and you put on this wet filter, which I haven't used that, obviously, as you see. But I'll go ahead and put this filter back on, and as you can see, it just goes on and slots right into place. And then also sold separately are these bags. These bags help keep the debris off of your filter and keeps everything flowing nice and effectively. The only thing I don't like is the bag tends to slide off really easy. As you saw when I took it out, the bag came right off, and I'm not 100% sure why. But this is your tank, 1.6 gallon capacity. And then this will just go back together just like this. Make sure that bag is down in there. Make sure it's still attached. There we go. The next thing that I want to talk about are the batteries, like I said, because that's the heart of the unit besides the brushless motor. So, as I mentioned, I purchased the high output XC 5.0 battery. And part of the reason for that is it was a good deal, but also I wanted a higher capacity, higher endurance battery. These high output batteries are intended for products that have more demand. In this particular case, a vacuum has a lot of demand because it's trying to suck and there's restrictions and so on and so forth. So like I said, I purchased this XC 5.0 high output battery, and it's worked great so far. I also bought a kit with a 2.5 high output battery, and I have other M12 batteries. I'm already in the system, as they say. I have other M12 batteries and M12 tools that I'll be able to use this on, so it was a win-win. Not to mention, it'll go well in this vacuum. I've got a red lithium XC 4.0, which is the next level down. extended capacity, but it's not high output. So like I said, next level down, it's not a CP battery, which is the next level down. But anyway, this can also be used in it. But again, I wanted the max output and I just wanted some fresh batteries to be able to go with a vacuum with how much I'm gonna be using it. I already used it in the house for a bathroom project that we did. And I'm also gonna be using it in the truck here in a little bit, as you'll see in a couple different vehicles that I have here. So, and then last but not least, have the CP 2.0, which I said is, like I said, is a lower capacity battery intended for things that are not high demand. You know, if you're doing drilling or things of that nature, you want to use a CP battery. But anyway, that's enough about the batteries. We're going to talk a little bit about the specs that are on the box right here. It says max airflow is 45 CFM. And then the runtime with the M12 XC 6.0 battery, which I do not have, but this high output battery should far outreach this. On high, it's 14 minutes. On low, it's 26 minutes of runtime. And so I don't know that I'm gonna have any function that I need more than probably 20 minutes of runtime, because I'm not gonna be running continuously except for when I'm vacuuming my vehicles. And even then, I wouldn't think that would take 20 minutes. So that's the battery setup. Next, we're gonna get into actual function, do some tests here in the shop, and then I'll take it to the vehicle on another day. All right, let's get into actual practical application and use. All right, so now that we're done talking about all the specs, let's get into some use testing here. So I've got some items that I just had laying around that I don't mind getting sucked up in the vacuum. I've got some wire nuts from a recent project that I did in my bathroom, some white oak sawdust that I'm gonna suck up, and then some drywall screws. Most of the items that I'm gonna be using this for are light duty. They're not heavy items. I don't even think this is intended for heavy use. It's intended for project cleanup. I'm also gonna use it in my vehicles, which is the main reason why I bought it. But again, the light duty use is just the icing on the cake for purchasing this vacuum. So let's go ahead and get into the cleanup of these items and let's see how it does. I'm gonna do all of this on the first speed. And the reason why, like I said, it's a 2-speed vacuum. But the reason why I'm gonna do it on the low speed is because if they can pick up on low speed, you know it's gonna pick up on high speed. Let's go ahead and test that out and see how it goes. There you saw it do the sawdust, no problem. Let's go ahead on to the next item. And I'll also check my battery level too when I go back up. No problem at all. So as you can see on the low speed, it picks up all of those items. It struggled a little bit with the screws. It could be because it got caught up in the hose or whatever the case would be. But again, like I said, low speed. And then most of the time, you're not gonna be picking up screws with this anyway, because you're just gonna sweep screws up. The dust and debris and all that other kind of stuff is what you're gonna be getting with this. So it does the job. Now we're gonna take it from the shop use function, and then we're gonna take it to the vehicle. So let's go ahead and go on to the next step, the one that we really care about, right? So now that we're done in the shop, we're gonna get into practical application, how I'm going to use this the majority of the time. Like I said, I will have it for some shop use. And when I say that, I mean projects in the house where I don't have to haul the shop back out and all that other kind of stuff. But mainly I'm gonna be using it in my vehicles to clean up debris and things of that nature. So we're gonna go ahead and start in my 2024 Chevy Silverado, high country. Gotta add that part in, you know. But we're gonna go ahead and start in my Silverado because it has the rubber mats, the mats that don't trap the debris like carpet would. So then we're gonna move to my 2002 Chevy Tahoe because that has carpet, and that'll be more of a test for the vacuum to see if it actually functions or not. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so we're here in the truck and we're gonna go ahead and get into the practical application of this M12 fuel vacuum. Like I said, I'm gonna start in the truck first and then we'll go to the heavy duty stuff in my Tahoe. So let's get into it. So I'm gonna go level 1 on this to start with and we'll see how it goes. So level 1 seems sufficient on this rugged mat. Let's go ahead and crank it up to level 2. And one of the big things that I'm worried about is this hose length. What does it take for this vacuum to stay in place? Besides my arm holding it in place, what does it take this vacuum to stay in place so it doesn't fall all over the place while I'm vacuuming it? If I need to hold it, so be it, but that's one of the downsides to having this form factor right here. So let's go ahead and go to level 2 and see how it sucks. And so it's actually staying in place, not moving around, being cradled by the seat, so that's good. So as you can see, the vacuum stayed in place. I got really comfortable. I didn't have to worry about it falling off, and that was one of my major concerns. So again, convenience out the wazoo. You don't have to worry about lugging around a big shop vac, and that is huge for me because I don't want to take a shop vac out of my wood shop that I just was in earlier. We're going to go ahead and move to the Tahoe and see how the results come out dealing with some carpet, which is a little bit harder to deal with. So let's go ahead and go. But like I said, now we're at the Tahoe, and now we're going to get into a little bit more of a challenge in terms of picking up the debris that's in the truck. I'm gonna go level 2 on this. I'm not gonna mess around. I don't care about conserving battery. I've got plenty of M12 batteries to use after I'm done with this. Let's go ahead and get into it. And as you can see, at least in this truck anyway, the vacuum flipped over, and that's what I didn't want. But I'm gonna turn it sideways and see if that mitigates it. Either way, I think the hose will reach where I want it to reach. So now the mat is basically done. I'm gonna go ahead and take that out. And as I crank this back up, I'm gonna recheck the battery level because when I started this, it was on a full charge that I did, I wanna say on Sunday of last week. And right now, this is Friday of that same week. So it should hold a good charge. I only ran it for a few minutes. What you saw in the previous part of the video in the Silverado was only probably about 2 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and check the battery level when I crank this up because that is the other concern, right? Have no other power source besides the battery. But again, for me personally, I have a lot of batteries. I'm not worried about it. So it is currently still full. Go ahead and get this guitar pick out of the way. And it is just picking up this debris like nobody's business. Much like you would expect from a full-size vac. All right, and you can see the results. So this just picked up everything as I would expect. What a great job. I don't notice any difference between a big old shop vac and the M12. So let's go ahead and get back to the back of the Silverado and let's do a conclusion on this, an overview. My rap for using this for about the first month or so of ownership. All right, so let's go ahead and wrap this video up. Really, my summary of this vacuum is I absolutely love it. To me, there are really no downsides, but I will talk about those in just a second. It did everything I wanted it to do. It picked up the items that I wanted to pick up. And I think it'll be in my arsenal for a while, at least until I try the M18 version and decide which one I want. But there are a few things that I don't care for. One is how easy the bag on the inside comes off when you're taking the top off and on. I'm gonna see how that plays out over the next few months as I use this vacuum, but hopefully that's just a minor factor because I'm not gonna be changing the bag very often anyway. The only other thing I don't necessarily care for, and again, I can see that the hose isn't on the outside. The hose is in the inside. You have to open the top in order to use the hose whenever you get ready to use it. Again, first world problems, right? A very minor concern, but at the same time, it's something that bothers me. Other than that, this vacuum is absolutely everything I could ask for and worth the $89 that I spent at the store, plus the high output battery, which I felt like I needed and I can use for other things, not just this vacuum. So I say go ahead and buy it. Thank you for watching this video, and remember to always ride as if your life depends on it. Peace.